want to take you on a walking tour today of Waikiki Beach. We're going to hit all the major hotels along the way, the ones that I visited. I want to share those with you, different points of interest, and also introduce you to some of the place names and what they mean. I'm going to be recording this with some special microphones. They record in binaural or 3D audio. So when you're listening to this video, if you put in both AirPods or your headphones, you will feel like you're walking along with me on the beach of Waikiki. I'm also going to be posting another video without me narrating. So if you just want to be fully immersed, put your headphones on and enjoy the sights and sounds of Waikiki Beach, then that's the video for you. For those of you that want to learn a little bit more about Waikiki Beach and listen to all my little points of interest, then this is the video for you. Let's go take a walk. I shot this video on a early January day, so for those of you wondering what the weather is like in the winter, this could be it, although the winter is definitely more the rainy season here in Hawaii, so adjust accordingly. It was about 8:30 in the morning, so people are just getting started. A lot of people having their coffee. There's going to be several spots that I pass along the way, and you're going to notice they're quite empty. I encourage you to leave the lobby of your hotel and head down to the beach. And you can sit on the wall, and there's a lot of benches, and they're quite empty at this time. And you can enjoy the early morning ocean sounds. This area that I'm walking on here is called Waikiki Walls, or many locals just refer to it as Walls. This is actually used to be the mouth of the Kuakaunahi stream that came down from Palolo Valley. Waikiki actually means spouting water. If you walk through Waikiki, you probably won't see spouting water anywhere. The name comes from this area used to be all swampland, and it wasn't until the 1920s when the Hawaii Canal was dredged and constructed that a lot of these streams no longer made their way down to the ocean. Of course, with the construction of the Hawaii Canal, we saw a serious disruption to the ecosystem down here. A lot of the mangroves and native plants disappeared, and it accelerated the pace of erosion in this area. Lost a lot of sand. This area here, right here on the left, is also called ponds. You'll see kind of a little seawall, I guess, out there. Creates a nice calm area. Great for very young kids, or if you're just looking for a peaceful area. Saw some swimmers in here doing laps and people learning how to do stand-up surfing. You can see the sun just coming through the coconut trees there and touching the water. Again, it's about 8:30. Great time to be down Waikiki and just watch the island kind of wake up for the day. This section of the beach from the wall we started at all the way down to the police substation or the Moana Surfrider area is called Kuhio Beach. It's named after Prince Jonah Kuhio Kalanianeole. He was a Hawaii's second delegate to the United States Congress, and he's best known for his passage of the Homes Commission Act. For those of you who are from Hawaii, it's interesting to know that Kuhio was educated at the
in Honolulu at the St. Albans College and Oahu College, known today as Iolani School and Punahou Schools. The interesting thing about Prince Kuhio was that he was instrumental in the establishment of the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. I know many of you have visited that, one of my favorite parks here in Hawaii and throughout the United States. Also, the Makapu'u Point Lighthouse, great beginner hike. He was instrumental in getting that done, and the construction and dredging of Pearl Harbor. Definitely check out his Wikipedia page, a lot of information about some of the accomplishments that he made. You'll notice as we walk along the beach here, you see a lot of the chairs and the umbrellas are getting put out by the various businesses that run them. Definitely want to get down here early on a Sunday and reserve your spot or rent your chair, whether it's for the hour or for the day. Many people ask what the water temperature is like here in Waikiki and throughout the Hawaiian Islands. Well, in January, as of this recording, the water temperature was recorded at a 78 degrees, quite warm. There is no need for wetsuits here unless you're diving really deep. And you'll see most of the people along the beach are just in shorts and nobody's bundled up. So I know that question comes up a lot. So feel free to jump in the ocean early in the morning and late in the afternoon, early evening. It is quite warm. For those of you coming out and thinking about surfing, I got a couple of tips for you. If you know you're going to be surfing for the first time, you see this kind of crew here up on the left. They're way inside and they're with a surfing instructor and they're catching the tiniest of waves. If you have the right board and the right instructor, they will get you to stand up on that board. It's a great way to to learn outside of a massive shore break or a real busy, congested area, which Waikiki can get quite busy. And early morning, the ocean is usually a little bit more calmer. Of course, weather conditions will override that sometimes, but definitely early in the morning, great time to get out in the water before it gets crowded and take a few lessons when the ocean is a little bit calmer than throughout the day. Another tip I'll throw out at you is if you feel like you're going to be surfing multiple days, although it's very convenient to rent a board right here on Waikiki Beach, consider going off the beachfront and negotiating with some of the surfboard rental places that are not on the water. You'll save a few dollars. And if you're going to be doing multiple days or a week, ask for a weekly rate. You'll save some more. You don't see too many catamarans in the morning. Most of them are in the middle of the day or the evening sunset booze cruise type catamarans. But yeah, you can definitely find one heading out in the morning. Again, the water tends to be a little bit calmer in the morning. So if you're worried about rough seas, it might be a good option for you. It's a great way to start the day. Get out on the water and enjoy the views of Waikiki coming awake. Probably noticed that the first part of the video, the beach was mostly in the shade. And as we've moved down and in a little bit of a different position, also with the sun coming up, where the beach is bathed in the sunshine now. Still early, before 9 o'clock in the morning. We're just catching up, or just coming up onto the Moana Surf Rider Hotel. A lot of history with this hotel. The first hotel in Waikiki, First Lady of Waikiki is its nickname. A lot of history here. There's two wings. There's a tower and there is a historical wing. No matter what wing you stay in, definitely take a little time in the historical wing, go up to the second floor, and you can read about some of the history of this hotel. The history of this hotel also relates to all of Waikiki and the surrounding area. I stayed here recently. I stayed in that tower, which is on the right there, right behind those coconut trees. And yeah, the views are quite amazing. But I've also stayed in the historical wing. And honestly, I think I preferred that over the two. You'll notice along this walk, you see these chairs are out and the umbrellas, the green umbrellas. A lot of these are not reserved for the hotel itself. Anyone can come down and book these with the station there. You see them behind that little wooden plank wall. You can book that. So no matter where you're staying in Waikiki, whether you're on the beach on one end, or maybe you're up in Kuhio, or off the beach, off a block, you can come down here and walk to any hotel you want. And there are all kinds of independent beach chair umbrella rentals that you can get, and just spend your day right here on Waikiki, enjoying the views and the ocean. When you tuck up closer to the hotels, you'll see here on the right they have some banisters and some roped off areas. These lounge chairs and umbrellas will be reserved for hotel guests. So ask your concierge if you want one of these. They have them here at the Moana, also the Royal Hawaiian, the Pink Hotel further down here. They'll have some blocked off areas that are just for hotel guests. Right here on the right is the ocean view, ocean frontage of Duke's Waikiki, a famous restaurant with the hula pies right there in the outrigger. Duke's Waikiki is a great place. I've been there myself a couple of different times. Some people give it a bad rap as being a tourist place, and it is, but the service is great, the food is good, and no matter how full you are, you always have room to fit a hula pie in after your meal. Definitely recommend it. It also has one of the most reasonable breakfast buffets in Waikiki. I believe it's $24 or $29.99. Definitely quite reasonable compared with some of the other food prices throughout Waikiki. This tower here with the salmon colored or pink colored lanai sections is the tower at the Royal Hawaiian. It's a luxury collection hotel. I stayed here recently, had a great stay. I stayed in the historic wing, which is the section here that we're looking at now. If you want ocean frontage, you definitely want to ask for the tower, not only at the Royal Hawaiian, but at the Moana Surfrider. Just like the Moana, you can see on the right here, they have all their pink and white umbrellas. Those chairs are reserved for hotel guests, but all those umbrellas and lounge chairs along the left, those are up for grabs as long as you get out there and get them early. They're available for anyone, no matter where you're staying in Hawaii. The Royal Hawaiian, the Pink Palace, it's actually salmon colored, but we'll go with pink. Definitely a fun place to visit. With all the hotels, I just want to mention in Waikiki, you know, all the restaurants and bars, they're open. You can walk in at any time. Right here at the Royal Hawaiian, right along the beach, is the famous Mai Tai bar. You can get one of the lounge chairs and umbrellas and head over to the Mai Tai bar anytime during the day and enjoy a refreshing cocktail or a drink, or even get snacks. They're open to anyone who wants to walk in. This lawn right here fronting the Royal Hawaiian is also available for special events. I've seen weddings and corporate functions there. Quite an amazing place at night when it's lit up. It's quite beautiful. Of course, just past the Royal Hawaiian here, you'll see that next tower there. That is the Sheraton Waikiki. Both the Sheraton and the Royal Hawaiian are Marriott properties. I'll be doing a video comparing the Sheraton Waikiki and the Royal Hawaiian and looking at why you may want to pick one over the other. One question that does come up a lot is, does the Sheraton Waikiki have beachfront? Now you can see the Sheraton and Royal Hawaiian are just right up next to each other, and these steps here exit out from the Sheraton Waikiki's pool area. So yes, it does have access to this beach. Just that the layout of the Sheraton Waikiki, the infinity pool, and the rum fire are all behind that seawall. So at first glance, it appears that the Sheraton Waikiki is not on the beach, and that's not true. So you're supposed to go up those stairs there to the right. I decided to squeeze in between these bars. And for those of you that are wondering, yeah, if you're not staying at the Sheraton Waikiki, this is all public access. You can walk this entire path that I'm walking on from one end to another. Right here is the Sheraton Waikiki pool. In my opinion, this is the best family and kids pool in Waikiki. Great cabanas. You've got great service there. Also, there's some slides. If you want, you can watch the review that I did on the Sheraton Waikiki itself. Also, it's important to note that if you're staying at the Royal Hawaiian, you can use the pool at the Sheraton right next door. So if you prefer to stay there but want access to the pool, maybe for yourself or the kids, you can jump over. At this time, though, you don't have access to the infinity pool. That's an adult-only pool. Will be coming up on there. You'll notice as I'm walking along, you'll see the water along the walkway. That's because sometimes the water, it splashes up. On this day, that walkway was blocked off, as you saw there, so they routed us up through the Sheraton Waikiki. On the right here is the rum fire. All of these coconut trees here get lit up at night with some really cool red lights. The whole area really transforms. If you're looking for a fun place at night, definitely check this out. Also, if you're looking for some nighttime fun with good DJ and some fun atmosphere, definitely head over to the Alohilani. They have one of the best pool bars, I think, the Swell pool bar and restaurant. Great place to hang out at night. That's the infinity pool at the Sheraton Waikiki. You want to get down there early if you're staying at the Sheraton to get one of the seats. The line in my other video review started right when they opened, and people were snagging those chairs. The infinity pool at the Sheraton, it's a fun place. You can hang out all day there, just lounging, enjoying the pool, the views. It's a great Instagram place to take photos. You've got food nearby, and of course, if you're staying here, it's just so convenient. Right down the edge of this path here is the Edge Bar. So yeah, you have cocktail service at the infinity pool as well. When we exit out of this area from the Sheraton Waikiki, we're going to have a small little beach here. There is a catamaran that will pull up here for sunset cruises. And this is also what's called Gray's Beach. It's right next to the Halekulani. This is named for a boarding house that was called Gray's by the Sea that was later incorporated into the Halekulani Hotel. Halekulani means house befitting heaven. This section of the beach here also has some very important Native Hawaiian importance. It was called, or it is called, kawehewehe, which means to remove. And there's a lot of mana here that means to remove spiritual or physical ailments. A lot of Native Hawaiians have been coming here for centuries to use this particular area of the beach that was fed by fresh water. If you can get up a little higher, you'll be able to see the natural channel of sand that goes out from the beach with the reef on the left and right hand side. So definitely a very unique place along Waikiki Beach. you can easily walk past it just because of how the layout is now. It's very difficult with the the sand and the erosion of the beachfront here. So do know when you come through this area, Gray's Beach, not only does it have some recent historical value, also a very important place for the native Hawaiian people. If you're going to splurge one night on dinner during your stay, the House Without a Key is where I recommend you do it, right here at the Halekulani. The House Without a Key is also the name of the first book in the Charlie Chan detective series. The author, Earl Biggers, is said to have been right below this Kiave tree. He would hang out at the end of the day, and one of the people he hung out with was a local detective, and he would share stories, and that's where he got the idea for the Charlie Chan detective series. So some real cool history there. I guess the author was staying at Gray's by the Sea, that boarding house I mentioned earlier that did get incorporated into the Halekulani. Halekulani, amazing place in Waikiki. Right next to House Without a Key is the other restaurant here on the ground floor called Orchids. This is by far the most elaborate and posh Sunday brunch in Waikiki. I've been there. I'm going to do a video up for it. The carving station is incredible. There's 4 different items they have in the carving station. The challenge with the Orchids, or at least the Sunday brunch at the Orchids, is you need to book that months in advance. Good luck on Mother's Day. That one I think is 6 to 8 months out. When I stayed at the Halekulani, however, it was sold out. When I was booking the reservation, I asked them to get me a table, and they were able to accommodate me. So a little tip there, if you are staying at the Halekulani and Orchids is already booked out, then definitely ask when you're making the reservation. They may be able to pull some strings for you. There's also a couple of other nice restaurants at the Halekulani as well. But House Without a Key, right below that Kiave tree, live Hawaiian music, sounds of the ocean slapping against the seawall, absolute perfection.
Is that her right now? More forcefully with all of us as your mom. Your mom and I have been all on
One question I see a lot from visitors and potential visitors coming to Hawaii is what activities should I do? What can I do with my kids? And they will list off the ages of their kids and what to do. And I totally get it. When I travel and I visit places, I always look at the popular activities and things to do and schedule and book them. I also want to just show you this little area right here. You can see there's only one or two families out here with their kids, and they're just having the time of their lives. They're seeing the crabs and watching the ocean waves. Come out here early in the morning and just put them here, and they will find adventure. They will find something fun to do. Costs you $0. Start the day early, and they will have hours of fun just playing in the surf, looking at the sea creatures along the rock wall here. Definitely something simple and easy to do at zero cost to you. For those of you who are into handball, this is one of the few courts that I know of almost anywhere on Oahu. There's a handball wall here, and if you are part of the latest pickleball craze, although you can use tennis courts throughout the island, these are specific pickleball courts here. You can see people waiting by the fence, so yeah, bring your paddle down and stand in line, and maybe you can get a pickleball game in before the day starts. We're coming up right now on Fort DeRussy Beach Park. A little history about this place. This used to be the home of a Chun Ah Fong. He was the first Chinese millionaire in Honolulu. He had a government opium license, and he was the inspiration for the short story Chun Ah Chun by Jack London. He had 16 kids. 13 of them were daughters. Definitely an interesting story there. There's a book online that you can get. The Army Corps of Engineers purchased this property way back in 1904, built a couple of batteries to defend Honolulu Harbor, and they constructed these batteries so well that even when they tried to demolish them in around 1969, they struggled to do that. So they left them where they were, and in 1976, this became the home of the U.S. Army Museum, that kind of building right there on that berm. Public park, they have barbecues in there. Great place to come spend the day, whether you're walking in from the beach or you're parking on the other side. Fort DeRussy Beach Park. It's a great area. We passed that stands back there. You can get some refreshments and food if you don't bring anything. They've got these volleyball courts that pop up and nets. I'm not exactly sure how that line works, but I'm pretty sure there's some sort of system for you to join up with that. But yeah, one of, if not the only public park along the beach in this section of Oahu. So Fort DeRussy Beach Park, and definitely want to check that out if you can. Just past or just next to Fort DeRussy Beach Park is the Halekoa Hotel. This hotel is reserved for the military, or those who meet certain military requirements. I believe if you're retired and so forth, you have access to that. The Halikoa is an amazing hotel right on this beach. Just past this, we're going to come up on the widest section of Waikiki Beach. Such a great location, so central. I encourage all of you who are in the military or retired to definitely consider the Halikoa. I always hear people mentioning the Halikoa, so I don't think it's widely known, or maybe people don't know that there is a hotel right here in Waikiki that the military can have access to at quite favorable rates. So if you're planning a trip to Hawaii and you're military and you're being thrown off by the high rates of some of the hotels out here, definitely take a look at the Halikoa. It's world class. It's beautiful. It's well done, well laid out. Facilities in here, the restaurants. Such a nice way of saying thanks to our military personnel. Right in front of me here is the Port Hilton or Port Waikiki. A couple of different cruises head out from here. The Atlantis submarine is actually offshore, so when you head out to that, you take a short boat ride, and this is where you would load on the boat and head off from there. There's also a couple of other cruises that head out from here. I think a dinner cruise and a sunset cruise. No sailboats out of here. These are all power boats. So if you are scheduled for any of those, and they talk about right out front from the Hilton Hawaiian Village, this is the port that they're talking about. You can find parking either in the Hilton Hawaiian Village or a little bit further down at the Alawai Boat Harbor. And this is where you would head out and get up on the ship. This area in front of me here is all part of the Hilton Hawaiian Village. That's the Rainbow Tower, the famous Rainbow Tower. We're going to get a little different shot of it a little bit further down. You can see that world famous iconic rainbow painted along the front of that building there. But yeah, this whole area here, this is definitely the end of Waikiki Beach. It's quite wide. You can see the volleyball guys are out here. All kinds of little restaurants, little shops in this area for lunch and cocktails. So even if you're coming from the other side of Waikiki and you want to come down here and hang out and just get a little different perspective of what's available, yeah, come on down. They've got restaurants down here, places you can rent surfboards. They do surfboard lessons here, stand-up paddleboard. All of that's going down as well. You can see the chairs and umbrellas are already being laid out for the day and getting set up. At this time, by the time I got to the end here, this was about 9:15. So you can still see pretty quiet on the beach. People just getting started for the day, just kind of getting set up. Just coming up on the end of the walk here, and there is the Rainbow Tower. Many people know this location, or this photo at least, at the Hilton Hawaiian Village Rainbow Tower. This is at Honolulu Beach, named after the native Hawaiian and Olympian Duke Kahanamoku. It's right outside the Hilton Hawaiian Village. This beach is named after him, and so is the statue, which is towards the beginning of the walk at Kohio Beach. So two different locations here. This lagoon is open. You can rent boards here and kids can swim in it. I definitely prefer being out in the ocean, but if you're looking for very, very calm water, this is a great place to start. And this ends the walking tour. This total walk was a little bit over it was about 1.4, 1.5 miles. Of course, this is walking in the sand, so if you're not used to that, definitely take that into consideration as well. I have this exact same route and video shot with no narration, so if you just want to put in your headphones and enjoy the sounds of a nice walk down Waikiki Beach in the morning, then that video is definitely one that you should check out. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment. Let me know if you like this type of videos. I do hotel reviews as well as food and restaurant reviews here on Oahu. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the lobby soon.